What's up, nerds? So you guys have heard of a DINK. No? Well, it's not a slur. It stands for double income, no kids, and it's essentially couples with two income streams who are deciding to stay together long term without having children. And they're coming to light in a new internet trend where they talk about the reasons why they choose to be DINKs, and the internet absolutely hates them. So I want to talk about these double income, no kids couples that are coming to light on the internet and sparking outrage. Now, I'll show you the two videos that went viral and people couldn't help but make comments. So this is the first video.
We're DINKs. We go to Trader Joe's and workout classes on the weekends.
We're DINKs. We get into snobby hobbies like skiing and golfing.
We're DINKs. We can go to Florida on a whim.
We're DINKs. We're already planning our European vacation next year.
DINKs. We get a full 8 hours of sleep and sometimes more.
We're DINKs. We get desserts and appetizers at restaurants.
We're DINKs. We can play with other kids and give them
Don't worry,
back.
I'm gonna comment this.
We're DINKs. We still do it 3 times a week.
We're DINKs. We spend our discretionary income on $8 lattes.
We're DINKs. We max out our 401ks, Roth IRAs, and HSAs.
We're DINKs. We don't use our kids or dog as an excuse to leave a party. We just leave.
All right, so that was the first video, and I want to go over it step by step and talk about these things. I am not a DINK. I have 2 children, just so you guys know, but if you watch this channel, you know that I have 2 children anyways. All right, let's start this over again and talk about these things one by one. I'll do this with every video. It's super fun. All right, here we go.
We're DINKs. We go to Trader Joe's and workout classes on the weekends.
You can still do that as a parent. I mean, I don't go to Trader Joe's because, you know, I'm poor. I go to a poor man's store, grocery store. And I mean, workout classes, I just did. I mean, I could do that on the weekends if I wanted to, just without my wife. And yeah, you work around it.
We're DINKs. We get into snobby hobbies like skiing and golfing.
I do not golf or ski, so that's not my problem. But if you wanted to, you could still get into that stuff.
We're DINKs. We can go to Florida on a whim.
That is true. I cannot go to Florida on a whim. I'm too poor for that shit.
We're DINKs. We're already planning our European vacation next year.
And that's good. I mean, you can do that. I cannot. I'd have to plan. That would be like a 5-year plan.
DINKs. We get a full 8 hours of sleep and sometimes more.
That's awesome. You know, I mean, I would love a full 8 hours of sleep.
We're DINKs. We get desserts and appetizers at restaurants.
That's ridiculous. I get desserts and appetizers too, fuckface. I get desserts and appetizers pretty much every time. And I eat the dessert before the appetizer and my meal.
We're DINKs. We can play with other kids and give them back.
I can play with other kids and give them back. I just have to keep my kids.
We're DINKs. We still do it 3 times a week.
I'll give you that. It's hard. That's hard to do it 3 times a week. You know, it's more like 1 time a week. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird when they walk in and you're like, you know, busting a load in your wife.
We're DINKs. We spend our discretionary income on $8 lattes.
I do not buy $8 lattes, but I didn't buy $8 lattes before I had kids. You want to know why? I'll tell you this. My father always told me, why do you buy that? Why do you buy that Starbucks? And I'm like, you know, like the Starbs, Dad? He's like, why do you buy? It's just sugar and cream. There's not coffee. It's sugar and cream. And I'm like, oh, good point. But I didn't buy that beforehand.
We're DINKs. We max out our 401ks, Roth IRAs, and HSAs.
Okay, I don't know what a Roth IRA is or an HSA is, but good for you. I do have a 401k. I do not max that stuff out. I'm saving that for later.
We're DINKs. We don't use our kids or dog as an excuse to leave a party. We just leave.
I don't use my kids or my dog as an excuse to leave a party either. I just leave also. In fact, the last get-together I had at my family's house, I literally announced, I was like, all right, we're leaving. I'm bored. Because everybody's on their phone. I don't want to be here anymore. We're not doing anything. So that's that. All right. So that's the trend we're seeing in these videos. The DINK couples come together and say, we're DINKs because we have all this disposable income that we get to use on ourselves. We get to go on vacations and football games, and we're constantly being asked by family members when we're going to have kids. And the through line seems to be in many of these videos that they just want to enjoy having a ton of income, being consumers, traveling here and there. And the heart of it is they like to be able to do whatever it is that they want to do without the responsibility of having children. And it's no surprise at a time like this is popping up with fertility rates dropping worldwide with people more and more, and making the choice to no longer to have kids or to have them at a later stage in life. And it seems to be that this mindset of creating dual income households with no kids, it's spreading not only in the United States, worldwide. But before we get any more commentary, let's watch another one of these DINK videos.
We're DINKS. We're going to get asked daily when we plan on having kids.
We're DINKS. Of course we're going to go out to eat every night after work.
We're DINKS. We don't have to ask our family for financial help or to watch our kid when we want to go out.
We're DINKS. We're going to go to Costco and buy all the snacks in bulk that we want.
We're DINKS. We have disposable income to spend on whatever we would like and don't have to spend on a kid.
We're DINKS. I'm going to go to every football game and play 18 holes whenever I want.
We're DINKS. We're going to get asked to every single family event what we're doing with our life. We're DINKS. We're going to...
Okay, so I want to go through that part by part and talk about it again. Just, their thoughts and processes on this. Okay, here we go.
We're DINKS. We're going to get asked daily when we plan on having kids.
That's true. When you're married and you don't have children, you do get asked a lot when you're going to have kids. And I do think that it's sad that we do, because some people, like I do know people in my life that they all have children now, but it was really hard. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But it does suck if you are a couple that is having problems having children and this is put on you every time you get together. I do feel for couples that do want children, and that's the process that they go through. All right, here we go.
We're DINKS. Of course we're going to go out to eat every night after work.
Why would you do that? Even when I was single, I wouldn't go out to eat every night. And then when my wife and I started dating, we made dinner together and stuff. I'm not a cook. I would just mostly chop up vegetables. But I think that there is something about, having that time together as a couple, not just to go out and eat. It's I don't know. That's a different mindset, I think, than just with this couple specifically.
We're DINKS. We don't have to ask our family for financial help or to watch our kid when we want to go out.
First off, I don't ask my parents for financial help, so I'm not quite sure. I mean, maybe some people do when they have kids. I'm not quite sure that part. And then the second part is, I do ask my family members if they will watch our kids if we want to have a date night, me and my wife. But most of the time, I don't have to ask. They want to spend time with their grandchildren. So I think that that's just a little bit of a misconception on this couple's part, that grandparents don't want to hang out with their grandkids. And that might be for some people, but not for me personally.
We're DINKS. We're going to go to Costco and buy all the snacks in bulk that we want.
Okay, I just want to say this real quick, because when I first saw this, I was like, wait a minute. When me and my wife go to Costco, but we don't go to Costco, we go to Sam's Club. Sam's Club, what snacks are you getting that that my kids do not want? Because 90% of the snacks that they like, I like. I mean, who the fuck doesn't like fruit snacks? Am I right, guys? Am I right? So I don't know what snacks it is he's talking about. What? Bar nuts? I mean, my kids like peanuts. What, the trail mix? My kids like trail mix. I'm confused on exactly what snacks. Beef jerky? My kids love beef jerky. I'm confused. I'm confused on that one.
We're DINKS. We have disposable income to spend on whatever we would like and don't have to spend on a kid.
I mean, that's true, but I mean, sometimes spending money on your kids is really like satisfying because they get so happy.
We're DINKS. I'm going to go to every football game and play 18 holes whenever I want.
Again, I do not understand where this concept comes in that you can't do things like that. I mean, financially wise, I mean, golf can be expensive when you go play 18 holes every other weekend. But at the same time, I don't do that stuff. But I mean, yeah, I guess you could do that. I still do things on the weekends by myself without taking my family with me. So, I mean, maybe, yeah.
We're DINKS. We're going to get asked to every single family event what we're doing with our life.
I don't think that that's because you don't have kids. I think that that's just because your family wants to know about you. That part I don't understand what she's saying with that, but I mean, I'm sorry that your family makes you feel like that and stuff. That sucks. So many people are super upset at the DINK videos, and they're hurling all these different comments at these couples, saying, how dare you? How dare you not want to have kids? I'm going to take a little bit of a different perspective, and I think that if you are a person who truly does not want or desire children, you should not have children. I think that the mindset may be shallow and superficial and not well thought out, but also I would encourage you to not have children in this space of your life, where you cannot love and care for them. I think that one of the worst things you could do on this planet is to bring a child into the world who is unloved and unwanted. And I feel that these couples are going to look back on this moment and where they've bragged about this DINK lifestyle, and they're going to think that maybe we've made a wrong decision. And maybe that comes with time. I don't know. I just don't know that this lifestyle is all that it's cracked up to be. And these 1-minute videos that people see on TikTok, and it seems as though some of the haters underneath these videos of these people feel the same way, and we'll look at a couple of those responses right now. Okay, so this is Wall Street Silver, and he says they should do a follow-up video at 45 when they have spent $200,000 trying to get pregnant years after the optimal fertility age and failing. And to that, I just go, some couples will change their mind. That is just how that's going to be. Some couples will look at this and say, oh no, we changed our minds. And they will do that at a later time in life. And those people I do feel bad for, because they will maybe realize that they've made a mistake. And I also think that IDF is really hard. I know couples in my life that had to do that kind of thing. They had to go through that process. And it can take a toll, especially on women. So I think that we need to be a little bit more, if that time does come, I think we need to be a little bit more sympathetic, because I think that we should, look at these people with sympathy and not just, hurling insults. Okay, so I want to take a look at one more of a DINK video, and then we're going to look at some more responses from people that did not like this thing, and we're going to look at videos of those. All right, so here is the next one of these DINK videos. Here we go.
We asked constantly by family, friends, and strangers when we're going to have kids.
We're DINKS. We're going to go to Costco and buy all the snacks we want.
We're DINKS. We're going to support our friends who have kids, even if we decide to never have any.
We're DINKS. We're going to have... We're DINKS. We're going to have lots of... We're DINKS. We're going to have lots of disposable income to spend on whatever we like.
We're DINKS. We're going to get chastised by people on the internet because they're going to assume that we're just obsessed with material things, even though arguably you need a lot more material things once you have kids.
We're DINKS. We don't need to find a sitter or rope our family into babysitting when we want to go out for the night.
We're DINKS. We're going to be told the only way that we'll ever be fulfilled in life is by having kids.
We're DINKS. We're going to book flights whenever we feel like it.
We're DINKS. We're still going to stick to a strict budget to meet our financial goals, no matter how much wiggle room we have in our finances.
We're DINKS. We're not going to make a life-altering choice just because everybody else is doing it.
Period.
Okay, so I want to go over that one again, because some of the points that they made there were actually pretty good. So let's, real quick.
We're DINKS. We're going to be asked constantly by family, friends, and strangers when we're going to have kids.
Okay, again, that's true. You will. I mean, when me and my wife got pregnant, or when we got married, it was like every event, every time we saw somebody, like, when you guys going to have babies and everything. So that I do get it, and I've already talked about that. Okay, next one.
DINKS. We're going to go to Costco and buy all the snacks we want.
What is that Costco thing? What's going on there, guys? Please, people that don't have kids, do you guys think we just don't buy all the snacks we like? Again, I'll just say right now, everybody loves fucking fruit snacks. I'm so confused on that process. Like, when we go to Sam's Club, we buy a fuck ton of snacks. Like, I'm so confused. Like, what is it? Pizza rolls? Kids love pizza rolls. I love pizza rolls. What's going on here? Okay.
We're DINKS. We're going to support our friends who have kids, even if we decide to never have any.
And see, and that, I like that too. They are saying, we're not going to have kids, but if you want to have kids, have as many kids as you want. And that's a good place to be. And I really like that she said that.
We're dinks. We're going to have...
I
We're
love
dinks.
that they put in this
We're
mess
gonna
up.
have lots of... We're dinks. We're going to have lots of disposable income to spend on whatever we like.
I mean, true, but at the same time, like, you know, I spend money on things I like. I just don't overspend. So, I mean, you know, that's fine.
We're dinks. We're going to get chastised by people on the internet because they're going to assume that we're just obsessed with material things, even though arguably you need a lot more material things once you have kids.
Okay, I want to comment on this because this, I think, is the worst comment out of all of them. First off, if you're kind of a little obsessed with material things. The guy talked about spending stuff on whatever it is they want, and from the last videos, they talked about going to football games, they talked about eating out, they talked about, you know, all these material things. And I'm sorry, but I have to go by the evidence. You guys are only talking about material things and, you know, selfish things. So I think that there's kind of some truth to that, and you have to be able to accept that. Second off, I don't like that she was like, I could argue that you need more material things if you have children. Yes, because when you have children, you are no longer servicing just yourself as you are doing it when you are just when you're childless. You are servicing yourself. When you have children, you are servicing somebody else for the rest of their lives. So I think that is a little bit of a dick thing to say. You know, I don't buy my kids, you know, clothing because I'm selfish and I want to buy myself clothing. I buy them clothing because I love them and I want them to stay warm. So I thought that was the dickiest move of all these dinks. That was the dickiest thing to say.
We're dinks. We don't need to find a sitter or rope our family into babysitting when we want to go out for the night.
Again, I've already commented on this, but my mother, she would jump at the chance to watch my kids for the night. That's ridiculous.
We're dinks. We're going to be told the only way that we'll ever be fulfilled in life is by having kids.
Well, again, I'm sorry that if they do get that, that's hardcore. People should leave them alone.
We're dinks. We're going to book flights whenever we feel like it.
And that's fine. That's fine.
We're dinks. We're still going to stick to a strict budget to meet our financial goals, no matter how much wiggle room we have in our finances.
That's an adult thing to do. You're an adult. I don't know what the acronym for that is, what that can be an acronym for, but you're an adult. So before I met my wife, we weren't just flying everywhere. Before we had kids, we were, you know, responsible with our money. Duh.
We're dinks. We're not going to make a life-altering choice just because everybody else is doing it.
Period.
And that's a good thing to do. Don't do something that everybody else wants you to do. Do what you want to do with your life. Now I want to take a look at some response videos, and then we're just gonna like end it and everything, and I'll end everything. But yeah, all right, here we go. Here's the first one. Here we go. Boom.
We lack the courage to fully carry out our convictions.
That's so
We're
mean.
dinks. The only comfort is found at the bottom of a wine bottle.
That's
We're
mean.
dinks. We only feel validated on social media.
That might be a
We're
little
dinks.
bit.
Nihilism is our religion.
We're dinks. Having kids would force us to be introspective and examine why deep down we really hate ourselves.
We're dinks. We don't need children because we still act like children.
We're dinks. Beyond that, we don't really have a personality.
We're dinks because it's fun to pretend to be gay men.
We're dinks. We're gonna die in a hospital surrounded by strangers.
I want to say something about that last. First off, this was kind of a little bit mean. I did not have children, and I do not hate myself like at all. So I don't know where that came from. I had children. I don't immediately talk about how I think about how I hate myself. And then the last thing I want to talk about, if you are having children, I did not have children to take care of me when I'm older and dying. That was not my goal in life. I did see a lot of people talk about that, and I was all like, I personally did not have children to take. That's not the reason I had children. I can't think of the reason why I had children, but I'm glad I did. They're great. Okay, last video, and then I'll end this sucker.
Been sucked into a death cult. We're dinks.
Hold on, let me start that over. Hold on, man.
Dinks. We've been sucked into a death cult. We're dinks. We're putting our immediate hedonistic desires above our long-term genetic interests. We're dinks. We're part of a selection event, and we've been selected out. We're dinks. We're coping with the fact that we're going to be failures as organisms. We're dinks. When we're older, we're going to look back on our lives with a profound sense of regret. We're dinks. We're going to die cold, alone, and with no one in the world who loves us.
I want to say I added this one because it made me laugh so hard. First off, I love this man in this wig, but I just love how he's all like, this is election process. We've been selected out. And I was like, that's good. I like that. So you guys, in conclusion, I just want to say, Dinks, I'm glad that you guys have your dual income, and I'm glad that you like your lives. But there's nothing wrong with having kids. And I can tell you right now, as somebody that did not want children, and then I had kids with my wife, I'll fill you in on that little story real quick, just real quick. My wife wanted kids, and I didn't want children, but I didn't tell her this. And when we were engaged, something happened, but she made the comment. She's like, I could never marry anybody that didn't want to have children. I was like, oh, God, well, it's a good thing I want kids and everything. And I was totally lying. Then we got married, and I told her I lied. And she's like, why did you lie to me? And I was like, because I wanted to marry you. Duh. So, and then she told me that I was all like, and I asked her, I was like, wouldn't it be great if it was just me and you? We'd live a life of travel, comfort. I mean, wouldn't that be a life, passion? Wouldn't that be a life worth living? And she said, not for me. And she told me ever since she was little, she knew she was meant to be a mom. And so I was like, if I do not let my wife be a mom, and I'm not like letting her be a mom, but I'm saying if I did not let, have kids with her, I would regret that because she would resent me for it. So I decided I was like, at least one, just one. And long story short, having children was the best decision that I made. I cannot tell you how happy I am. My children literally can just sit there and do nothing, and they make me super freaking happy. I am so happy to be a dad, and as I was saying before, if you do not think that children are for you, I do not judge you for that. But I promise you, if you do have children, and you want to have children, and you want to love them, I promise you, it will be the best thing you've ever done. It will fill your life with the best. Every time like we had a kid, I didn't think I had any more love to give, and that's all I have to give is just love to my children and to my family. So, dinks out there, if you're watching this, all I ask you to do is think about it. You might change your mind, and please do it before it's too late, because IDF for couples sucks. I only know from watching my friends and family have to go through it, and I would just say I don't want that for you. All right, so that is where I'm going to end it, you guys. Tell me, what do you guys think about this whole dink movement and everything? I would say I'm a DWIC, dual income with kids. I don't know if that's a thing, but it is now. Hashtag make DWIC happen. Anyways, tell me what you guys think about this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on my next video. You guys have a good day. Bye.